Hello everyone, and welcome to my Update US Gossip channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sister Wives Meri Brown's bombshell, why tell-all host was fired. Sister Wives star Meri Brown has been making headlines after announcing that she's returning for an unexpected interview with Tamron Hall. The 54-year-old plans to go all out to expose Kody and Robyn's darkest secrets. She felt betrayed by the two, even with all the loyalty she had shown them over the years. Tamron is also known for being the Brown family's tell-all host back in the day. But she was eventually replaced by Sukanya Suki Krishnan. But Meri's upcoming interview with Tamron will also explain why she got fired. What's up with Meri Brown today? Meri has been thriving in life since officially releasing herself from Kody, which is the equivalent of divorce. The Sister Wives actress was also said to have received her fair share of Coyote Pass, and the Brown family eventually sold the entire property. At this point, Meri has been traveling with her friends. She has also been busy making renovations in her B&B in Utah. Meri also sells clothing online. She has participated in several events in recent months. But many were surprised when Meri revealed that she's doing an episode with Tamron Hall. Meri tells secret why Tamron was fired. In a social media post, Meri Brown shared a clip from her upcoming episode with Tamron Hall. They expressed their happiness at seeing each other once more. Meri even shared how emotional she is, adding that she's been wanting to talk to Tamron for so long. Tamron then confessed that she was hurt when she got fired as the Brown family's tell-all host. Meri also shared that she feels like she has a deep connection with Tamron, saying she has no issues with her. When Tamron jokingly inquired if she was putting the blame on the other wives, the Sister Wives actress concurred. She went on to say that some family members had issues with Tamron's accountability during the reunion episodes. Many fans also expressed their happiness seeing Meri and Tamron's reunion. Sister Wives Meri Brown shares relationship with Robyn. Meri also shared another clip from her interview with Tamron Hall, where she was asked about her relationship with the other wives. However, Meri concentrated on Robyn, the fourth wife. According to the Sister Wives star, Tamron is not wrong when she said that Robyn often gets between her and Kody, implying that their relationship hasn't been healthy. However, Meri revealed that they talk when they need to. Meri Brown also admitted that getting legally divorced from Kody was a lot harder when they divorced spiritually. She explained that it was so easy for her to say I'm out when she was processing their spiritual divorce. She also said that fans should keep watching their show because there might still be something unexpected. Below is a comprehensive overview of who would stand to inherit under Kody Brown's last will scenario, focusing on the likely outcome if he dies without a will, the interplay of Arizona's intestate succession laws, and the specific implications for his family. In most U.S. jurisdictions, including Arizona, if someone dies intestate, their estate is distributed according to statutory rules that prioritize certain family members over others. In Arizona, the decedent's descendants and the surviving spouse take precedence, with the surviving spouse receiving all community property and a portion of separate property for children from prior relationships. Nalo. Because Kody Brown's only legally recognized marriage at the time of his death would be to Robyn Brown, and all of his 18 children are adults, Robyn would inherit his entire probate estate by default unless a will specifies otherwise. His ex-wives would have no standing to claim intestate assets absent specific bequests. Legal clarity. Arizona intestate succession rules. When a decedent is survived by a spouse and descendants from one or more relationships, the spouse inherits, in accordance with Arizona Revised Statutes 142103 etc. all of the decedent's community property. One half of the separate property of the deceased. The remaining one half of separate property is divided among the decedent's children. Perez Law Group. However, if the decedent's only legally recognized spouse is Robyn and all children are from either that marriage or prior relationships, Robyn stands to inherit the entirety of community property and at least half of any separate property, leaving nothing for other claimants unless she chooses to share it. Nalo. Legal marriage versus spiritual marriage. Despite TLC's portrayal of Kody and Robyn as a married couple since 2010, Robyn has publicly stated she never even wanted to be legally married and that her union with Kody was purely spiritual. Legally, Kody remained married only to Meri until their 2014 divorce, and no record exists of a marriage certificate between Kody and Robyn. Consequently, under Arizona law, only a valid legal marriage creates spousal inheritance rights. Robyn's spiritual marriage alone would not suffice unless they later formalized it in a recognized jurisdiction. Painless law. Implications for Kody's children and ex-wives. Adult children, under intestacy, adult children inherit only the share not going to the spouse, and only of separate property. With Robyn taking all community property and half of separate, the children would split the remainder, but if Robyn is again deemed the sole legal spouse with no will, she would inherit all. Legal clarity. Ex-wives, Meri, Janelle, and Christine, no longer being legal spouses, have no intestate succession rights. Their only recourse would be to contest the probate estate or rely on any specific bequests in a will, procedures they have previously undertaken regarding Kody past assets. Speculative will scenarios. Some fans theorize Kody might draft a will or trust to carve out specific portions for his ex-wives or children, perhaps granting Meri, Janelle, and Christine token bequests or allocating certain properties to their benefit, but no credible evidence of such a document has surfaced. In the absence of public probate filings or credible news reports of a will, the default remains intestacy, favoring Robyn as the surviving legal spouse. Users speculated that Kody's avoidance of will planning is intentional. If you die intestate, everything goes to the spouse, you get Robyn, end of story, a comment that underscores audience belief in Robyn's de facto control. People magazine recaps have noted Robyn's on-screen comments about securing her children's future separate from him, hinting she expects to inherit and allocate assets as she sees fit. Entertainment outlets have similarly highlighted that without a will, Robyn, despite the spiritual nature of her marriage, could face challenges proving her status, raising questions about the ultimate legality of such an inheritance. In its Season 19 premiere on September 15, 2024, Sister Wives paid respectful tribute to Garrison Brown's passing with a series of opening title cards that contextualized the timeline of filming and announced his death on March 5, 2024. The episode refrained from showing raw grief or funeral footage, instead opting for a succinct on-screen acknowledgement, while TLC confirmed in press interviews and promotional materials that a dedicated tribute episode would explore the family's mourning in greater depth later in the season. Off-screen, Janelle and Kody shared personal reflections with media outlets, and Janelle used Instagram to honor Garrison's memory through social media tributes and advocacy for mental health resources. Fans and critics largely praised the sensitive handling of such a delicate subject, even as some called for more intimate coverage. Premiere acknowledgement with opening title cards. The Season 19 premiere opened with black-screen title cards that stated, "This season of Sister Wives began filming in late 2022, followed by, on March 5, 2024, Kody and Janelle's son Garrison passed away. He was greatly loved and will be deeply missed." Online. This brief but poignant tribute was the sole explicit reference to Garrison's death in the episode's narrative, signaling TLC's intent to honor his memory without exploiting the family's grief for sensationalism. Additional articles confirmed that although the majority of the premiere depicted events predating the tragedy, the opening cards provided essential context for viewers who may not have been aware of the timeline discrepancy. Yahoo! Press statements and future tribute episode. TLC made it clear to the public that, despite the fact that the title cards for the premiere were the first on-screen memorial, the network planned to pay more attention to the family in a subsequent episode. According to The Sarah Fraser Show, producers confirmed, as the season progresses, the family must face a tragic loss with the death of their son, Garrison, and that the episode would include moments of reflection and honor. In order to ensure that Garrison's passing would be woven into the family's larger story arc, a press release read on TV season spoilers stated that this dedicated tribute would air within Season 19 rather than as a standalone special. On-screen versus off-screen coverage. While the premiere's handling was limited to a text-based acknowledgement, fan sites and recaps indicate behind-the-scenes filming captured more candid reactions. One TV show's Ace report mentioned that TLC filmed additional material following Garrison's death, including footage for episode 4, suggesting more unfiltered family moments will air later. However, the premiere itself chose not to show funeral scenes or tearful group interviews, a choice praised by those who saw it as respecting the family's privacy. The Things. Personal family tributes and media interviews. Janelle and Kody spoke to the media about their grief and personal development outside of the show. In an exclusive People interview, Janelle revealed that Garrison's struggle with substance abuse played a significant role in his death and reflected on the family's efforts to support him, admitting the pain of feeling you failed a child you love so much. A separate People article noted that Janelle and Kody, despite their separation, periodically check on each other in the aftermath, underscoring how their shared loss has reshaped their co-parenting dynamic. Social media memorials and advocacy. On social media, the Browns and fans created an ongoing memorial for Garrison. Janelle used Instagram to share throwback photos and his favorite music, marking milestones like his birthday while urging followers to seek help for mental health struggles. Fans responded with messages of support and shared their own experiences, turning her posts into a community of remembrance and advocacy. Fan and critical reception. Viewers and critics largely lauded the premiere's tactful tribute. TV season spoilers called the addition of title cards a heartfelt way to honor Garrison without overshadowing the rest of the episode. While Yahoo Entertainment praised the balance of sensitivity and narrative continuity, fans expressed relief that TLC did not rush into sensational footage, instead trusting the audience to appreciate a measured acknowledgement. Some, however, wished for more immediate, personal interviews or on-camera grief, illustrating the challenge of portraying real tragedy in a reality TV format. Ethical considerations in reality TV tragedy. The decision to limit on-screen coverage to title cards raises questions about the ethics of filming grief. Others believe that more in-depth coverage provides catharsis and authenticity, while critics argue that showing raw, uncut mourning runs the risk of commodifying tragedy. In this case, TLC's approach navigated these tensions by offering respect and privacy, then promising deeper exploration later. Robyn and Kody Brown first pledged themselves to one another in a spiritual ceremony in 2010, embracing the fundamental premise of their church's plural marriage practice without any civil paperwork. 4 years later, after Meri Brown's legal divorce from Kody was finalized in September 2014, the pair legally wed on December 11, 2014, a move undertaken primarily so Kody could adopt Robyn's 3 children and secure their inheritance rights. The Ashley's Reality Roundup. Despite this, Robyn has repeatedly stated on Sister Wives that she was content with their spiritual union and never even wanted to be legally married, highlighting the ongoing conflict between personal belief and Robyn Alice Sullivan, née Brown, first encountered Kody Brown in the summer of 2009, introduced through mutual friends within their shared Latter-day Saint community. At the time, Kody was spiritually married to Meri Brown as well as to Janelle and Christine under church rites, a structure he had maintained since the early 1990s and mid-1990s respectively. On May 22, 2010, Kody and Robyn held a spiritual marriage ceremony recognized by their church but not by civil authorities. Tuko.co.ke, Kenya News. In a spiritual union, common in the Brown family's denomination, couples exchange vows before church elders without registering the marriage with state government. Screen Rant. Later, Robyn said that she didn't need any legal paperwork because she was very happy and content with spiritual marriage at the time. Within the Browns' faith, a spiritual marriage carries the same religious weight as a civil marriage does legal weight, allowing Kody to have multiple wives without violating state bigamy laws, but it offers no civil protections or obligations. Rant on the screen. Robyn used this arrangement to keep her independence and personal boundaries, a dynamic she later said was fundamental to her first few years with Kody. By 2014, Kody's on-screen and off-screen tensions with his first legal wife, Meri, had reached their legal divorce in September. In order to make room for Kody's civil marriage to Robyn, Meri and Kody jointly filed for divorce. This step was required by state adoption laws and inheritance considerations. The Ashley's Reality Roundup. Less than 3 months after Meri's divorce was finalized, Kody and Robyn legally tied the knot on December 11, 2014, a date confirmed by Nevada marriage license records and widely reported by tabloid and mainstream outlets. The Ashleys Reality Roundup. In their joint statement at the time, the Browns said, "We have chosen to legally restructure our family. We made this decision together as a family," underscoring that the primary impetus was legal restructuring rather than romantic ceremony. The Ashleys Reality Roundup. The civil marriage provided Kody with the authority to adopt Robyn's 3 children from her previous marriage, ensuring they shared his surname and inheritance rights. It also allowed Robyn to appear on property and bank account titles, a matter that had become significant amid ongoing Coyote Pass land disputes and family asset negotiations. Throughout later seasons, Robyn has reiterated her reluctance to pursue a legal marriage, emphasizing that her spiritual vows were more meaningful to her. As she told People in a season 19 interview, "I was very happy and content with my spiritual marriage. I didn't need anything else." Robyn framed the 2014 civil wedding as a practical step for her children's welfare rather than a personal milestone. She lamented that the legal restructuring was a decision made out of necessity, not desire, and stressed that her primary focus remained on her children's well-being and the family's spiritual cohesion. This tension, between spiritual authenticity and legal expediency, has fueled viewer debate about the legitimacy and equity of Robyn's status compared to Kody's first wives. Critics argue that the civil marriage conferred advantages Robyn's predecessors never enjoyed, while supporters see it as a legitimate adaptation to state law requirements. Some TLC fans suspect the on-screen marriage timeline was edited for narrative effect, believing the spiritual ceremony may have occurred earlier or later than shown. These theories persist despite multiple public records and cast confirmations. Supporters of Robyn praise her autonomy in defining her marital terms, viewing her stance as empowering within a polygamous structure. Hollywood life. Conversely, critics lament that her civil marriage tilted the playing field, granting her legal and financial privileges denied to Meri, Janelle, and Christine. Entertainment outlets from People to the Ashleys Reality Roundup have chronicled the dual wedding narrative, spiritual in 2010, legal in 2014, often framing it as central to the Brown family's evolving dynamics. Business Insider. The fact that Robyn and Kody shared a civil marriage made it possible for her children to claim family assets like Coyote Pass, which has sparked numerous legal battles between the siblings and their ex-wives. By legally marrying Robyn, Kody gained the ability to adopt her 3 children, ensuring they possessed equal inheritance rights under state law, an outcome that would have been impossible under a purely spiritual ceremony. Inside business, this legal restructuring reshaped the Brown power hierarchy, cementing Robyn's position within the family and contributing to the departures of Christine, Janelle and Meri as they questioned the equity of the plural marriage arrangement.